Alfred, I'm not wearing hockey pads.
Hello fellow Kryptonians and hello Vigilantes. I'd like to introduce myself for those of you who are new to the channel and those of you who are just visiting. I am Magnus Batman, the cousin of Superfan K. We're going to do a collaboration together. I'm going to give you my thoughts. Then I'm going to switch it over to Superfan K with his thoughts. I'm going to give you an ultimate review of the ages. Stay tuned. Doctor Strange is directed by Scott Dickerson and it stars Benedict Cumberbatch as Doctor Strange. Stephen Strange, a successful but arrogant doctor who's been addicted for many years, and after a tragic accident, he lost the use of his hands. And when American medicine fails, he travels east and discovers a monastery, and inside this monastery is the Ancient One. And the Ancient One teaches Stephen Strange some strange abilities, which is mystical, magic, sorcery, other great mystical elements. And I gotta tell you, by watching this movie was impact. It was bam. I liked them. I loved the movie, and the visuals was just all in your face, like a girl shaking her ass in your face. It was all great, and I was enjoying the movie to an extent. And I want to break down Stephen Strange's character. Stephen Strange's character is arrogant, but the reason why he is arrogant because he has the confidence level. He always wants to better himself. He has determination. He's grit. He's like Batman. I was into the character, so I understand why he's just arrogant and just pushing everybody away. His performance as Baron Mordo was building. His relationship with the Ancient One is long and intense, and he's a guy who follows the rule book. But there are some complications with his character that kind of makes Doctor Strange and him butt heads. I want to talk about the villain. The villain was just typical. He did a great job showing the villainy, but yet I just couldn't get into all the villainy because of his lack of character development and lack of story. The performances from Swinton as the Ancient One, she was badass. Now, there are some things I didn't like about this movie. The first half of this movie was clunky, and yet it just seemed like it was just rushing. Therefore, they can establish Doctor Strange with the red cape. I wanted him to learn the magic arts because they didn't really show much of the magic arts inside this movie. They just showed scenes of him listening to other people talk to him. A whole bunch of scenes of expedition. Teach me this. How do I get from here to there? How do I insert my penis inside her vagina? Doctor Strange, the character is revealed. You do not really buy it because of the ultimate badassery and magics and spells he is doing. I want to know how he learned it. It just seemed like he instantly learned it over scenes of him talking with the Ancient One. Rachel McAdams' character was more of a plot device just so they can use her for comedic scenes. They shoe washed her character inside just so therefore they can force a love interest. Yeah, I want them to establish intimacy and romantic, stuff. It's stuff, just stuff. Why are they in a relationship? I want to know. I want to get deeper. I want to get intimacy. I want to get like soap opera. The humor was just a little too much. I kind of wanted a serious tone. And it just took away a little attention from the film, especially when the fight scene with Doctor Strange and the villain. It was going good. I was actually into the fight. They was throwing down. It was going left and right, But then, that moment.
You gonna kill me? Yes, I will. After I give you a knuckle sandwich.
But that's just Marvel. This movie had the great visual. But is it the best Marvel movie? No, it's not the best Marvel movie. This movie stands on its own as original. It was magical. It was spectacular. So I gotta give this my rating of a Christian Bale Batman. It's a strange movie, and I'll love the movie. I'll definitely buy some Blu-ray. But hey, don't take my word for it. Let's switch it over to Superfan K with his review. And I'll see you guys later.
Thanks a lot, Magnus. What's up, Kryptonian? I think one way or the other, we've all kind of been waiting for a Doctor Strange movie ever since JJ jinxed us in Spider-Man 2.
Hoffman! Yeah? What are we going to call this guy?
Doctor Strange.
That's pretty good.
Doctor Strange is the 14th movie in the MCU. I mean, it's got a star-studded cast. This one tells the origin story of Doctor Strange, the Sorcerer Supreme, or as he was in most of this movie, the arrogant douchebag turned into a wizard. As awesome as Doctor Strange is, he will never, ever, ever compete with the Cape of Kal-El. Alright, let's get into it. I gotta start with the visuals in this movie. The visuals are literally Glenn from Walking Dead eye-popping. It's pretty much visual porn on its highest level ever. I felt like the screen was having sex with my eyes every moment from watching this shit. It's so creative, it's so imaginative, it just takes everything visually you think you've seen in a superhero movie and it just literally flips it and turns it on its head, turns it sideways, and it's really weird shit. Everything that you've seen pretty much from the trailers, like Inception on crack, I mean Matrix on steroids, they really did a great job of creating great visuals that are really creative, and they really added something to the action scenes in this movie. Gotta talk about the performances now. Benedict Cumberbatch as Doctor Strange, he killed it as Stephen Strange. This dude was the business. He was the perfect blend of arrogance and wit and intelligence, and also this thirst for knowledge, this hunger to prove himself. And I really like that. It really does make you gravitate toward his character. There are traces of Iron Man in this movie. I mean, you definitely feel arrogant guy falls from grace, has to come back and become a new hero. With Iron Man, I would say that Iron Man is arrogant but a little bit more quippy. Doctor Strange is just an arrogant dick to everybody, and not as quippy. And so when he actually goes through this, there's a little bit more of an intensity to his performance that makes it a little bit different from Robert Downey Jr. Everyone else was really good in the movie. Rachel McAdams was good. Mads Mikkelsen, I like that creepy shit they did with his eyes, the eye makeup. That was some really cool shit. Chiwetel Ejiofor as Baron Mordo, he was really, really good in this movie. They gave his character some depth and some complexity I didn't expect. They did a great job of laying the groundwork for what kind of character he's going to become in the future. Teasing that without actually shoehorning it into the movie. That was pretty cool too. Tilda Swinton as the Ancient One. You're gonna have people that are always gonna be sitting up here like, no, the Ancient One's supposed to be Asian and she's not Asian, so fuck this movie, I'm not gonna watch. Well, you don't have to watch. I mean, you could just take my word for it. She's great in the movie. Does her head look a little bit weird bald? Yeah. Is she still awesome in the movie? Yeah, you bet. Tilda Swinton is awesome. Another thing this movie does great is it does a great job of integrating the magical arts of the MCU and opening up that whole mystical realm. I think that's all really cool. We've seen hints of it a little bit with like the Asgard stuff with Thor and stuff like that, but in this movie they do a great job of opening up a really fresh, new, different branch of the MCU that we haven't seen before, and I'm actually really excited to see where they go from here. As awesome as this movie was, it does not come without its flaws. I didn't walk out of this movie going, oh my gosh, Marvel fucked up another villain. Oh my god, they can never get it right. This is their Achilles heel. At that point, it's so normal to say it, it's become cliche. What I will say is that I did still walk out of the movie going, man, that was kind of a wasted opportunity. I feel like he was okay. I feel like he was fine. I would have liked to see a little bit more development with his character. I would have liked to spend a little bit more time with Mads Mikkelsen. And also, I won't spoil it, but there's a reason why towards the end of the movie, he kind of feels like you're going against the number 2. It kind of feels like you're going against the JV and not the varsity. That's all I'm going to say about that. Rachel McAdams' character, I don't really feel like Rachel McAdams' character served the story that much. There really isn't anything to her character at all. She's just kind of the generic love interest of Doctor Strange. She really only exists in the movie to be like a convenient plot device for when something bad goes wrong, they kind of have to go see her. Some of the humor didn't really land for me. It felt like they had to have some of that Marvel humor in there. And for some of those scenes, I just kind of feel like they would have worked fine without it. In this movie, there was some humor that landed and some humor that really didn't land for me. There's also a bit of pacing issues in the first half of this movie. I mean, there's a lot of exposition, there's a lot of build up. We gotta get to the point where he becomes Stephen Strange, and so that is a little bit of a chore to get through, but once you get through it, the movie is awesome. I didn't love this movie. It's not one of my favorites in the MCU, but I did rather enjoy it a lot, and I'm gonna say that it was definitely a Man of Steel type of movie. That's my review of Doctor Strange. Check out the collaboration if you haven't already between me and O'Magnus. Thank you, Kryptonians. I'll talk to you guys later. And as always, if you like what you see, tell me how you feel and stay tuned to hear more from the Man of Steel. Peace.
Ciao.